Merhaba değerli dostlar. Şimdi bakalım. 2 tane oda kaldı dedik. Bir buna gidelim bakalım. Ne var burada? Atölye. Şurada bir heykelcik var.
Hand-painted statue.
How can you tell it's hand-painted?
Well, the paints are right there on the desk. Also, I mean, no offense, but you can just tell.
Elinde kılıç olan bir adamın ahşap oyma modeli. Model elde boyanmış ama boyama işleri pek ustaca yapılmamış. Etrafında sarı, mavi, siyah, beyaz boya bulundu. Ve bu boyalar çatlak değil, dikkat ederseniz değerli dostlar. Ama yukarıdaki ilk o cinayet mahallindeki, olay mahallindeki boyalar şeyler kırıktı. Pekala. Bu ne, balık? Balon balığı. Fener balığı.
Yes, it's also a lamp, for some reason.
Alaaddin'in sihirli
It's a
lambası.
magic lamp. Can we summon the genie?
If we get really stuck, sure.
Saat.
It's a barometer, but it's broken.
Saatmiş, şeymiş, barometreymiş.
I've never seen a barometer that wasn't broken.
Normal gördük mü acaba? Çekmecelerde
The
bir şey
entire
var.
room is made of wood.
Oh, it's not just made of wood. I think it's the actual hull of a ship.
İlginç bir yer, evet.
It's Earth.
If Earth was made of paper and gave off a gentle pink light,
Bir
it's a
boynuz.
drinking horn.
Boynuz.
Is it full of ale? Or mead, maybe?
Belki.
Right now, it's just full of dust.
Oh,
Bu ne?
that's a massive conch shell. Do you think there's a little crab living inside?
I hope so.
Pekala. Şurada bir heykel var.
What is it?
He's an imp.
What does he do?
Well, if you tell too many lies, he appears at the end of your bed in the middle of the night.
Öyle bir şey olmasın.
Oh,
Ha, kilitli bir şey.
A real treasure chest.
how do you know there's treasure in there?
Why else would it be locked? Plus, there's a treasure map hanging directly above it. What's the
Evet.
deal with that painting on the front?
Not sure. We should check that treasure map too.
Sandıktaki asma kilidin kombinasyonu çözmek için hazine haritasını kullan. Pekala. 3. Bu ne lan? At ve nasıl çözeceğiz bunu? Tamam, A3'te bir ağaç var. Bir dakika şuraya bakalım. Kaya, ejderha ve ada var.
Let's take a break.
Hayır hayır. Hayır çözecektik, bir de yanlış yere bastım, özür dilerim.
A real mine. Plus, there's a treasure map.
Şuraya bastım yanlışla, buraya basacaktım. Ejderha, ağaç uzakta, ejderha ve kaya. Ejderha en yakına, tamam. Ağaç uzakta. Ama bakış açısına göre ejderha daha yakın olacak, ağaç uzakta olacak, tamam. Ada burada. Şu olabilir, evet. O zaman 4I. Ee, 4I. Allah Allah. I4.
Nothing.
Did you check the treasure map for clues? And what about that painting on the chest itself?
Peki şey ne? Kuzeyde mi olacak? 4I D'de. D yapalım bunu.
Still locked.
I think there's a connection between the painting. Like they're different versions of the same thing, maybe?
Tamam, onu anladık da. Şuradan bakınca bu şekilde gözüküyor. Başka var mı buna benzer bir uzakta? Şu çok, bu değildir. Buna benziyor ya. Ejderha çok yakın. Tamam. Kaya var sonunda ve şey. Ha, onların şu harfi değiştireceğiz bence. Yönleri. K'yı deneyelim.
That was
The
incorrect.
padlock has 3 different inputs: a letter, a number, and a compass direction. It's just a grid reference for the map.
Tamam. K'yı denedik. B'yi deneyelim.
That was
Batı da
incorrect.
The
değil.
padlock has 3. It's just a grid reference for the map.
Güney'i
That
deneyelim.
was
The
incorrect.
padlock is just a grid reference for the map.
Doğu'yu denemiştik
That
zaten.
was
Tamam.
The
incorrect.
padlock just a grid reference for the map.
Kuzey. Ağacın neresinde kalıyor? Güneyinde kalıyor. Ağacın güneyinde. Güney burada. Şu olabilir mi? Vallahi olabilir ha bak. Kesin bu. 6 Doğu. 6 H Doğu. H6 Doğu.
That was
The
incorrect.
Değilmiş.
padlock is just a grid reference for the
Yönlerde şaşırıyor olabilirim.
That was
The
incorrect.
padlock just a grid reference.
Batı.
There we go.
Evet bu. Batıymış. Nasıl batı? Batı.
Perfect. What was in the box?
More wooden models. These are a little different to the one on the desk.
Aa. Yeşil saçlı bir çocuğu andıran bir model, gri saçlı bir kadını andıran bir model, kırmızı ve beyaz bir kuşu andıran bir model, geniş omuzlu bir adamı andıran bir model. Ay hapşıracağım. Şu geniş omuzlu adam fit. Yani kırmızı beyaz bir kuşu andıran model. Kırmızı beyaz kuş. Kuş yolunmuştu tüyleri, evet. Gri saçlı bir kadını andıran. Gri saçlı Flora mıydı? Resmice yeşil saçlı bir çocuğu andıran. Yeşil saç çocuk gibi. Ahşap modeller elde boyanmış. Boyama işlemi pek ustaca yapılmamış. Yakında bir kırmızı boya kutusu ve bir fırça var. Fırçanın üzerinde kurumuş bir kırmızı boya var. Aa. Bu ne?
The entire room is made of wood.
Oh, it's not just. It's the actual hole.
Şuraya bakalım.
Shelf junk.
Zıvır zıvır rafı. Bir kabak.
An old wooden mat.
Probably cursed. The
Kutular.
entire room is made of
Oh,
wood.
it's not just. It's the actual.
Tamam artık sorguluyorum. Gel bakalım dayı.
Sir? Can you hear me? I'm Private Detective Grimoire. I have some questions for you.
Grimoire. Good mysterious name. I'd rather like it. Felix Fellow at your beck and call.
And, this is my colleague, Sally.
Yeah, that's a perfectly good name as well.
Thanks.
If you would, Mr. Fellow, we really need to ask you about the murder.
I must say I'm rather jealous of you two.
Oh yeah? Why's that?
Out here solving mysteries, exploring new places, uncovering secret rooms, hidden treasures. That's what life is all about.
Secret rooms?
Generally speaking, you know, that sort of thing.
Kendini anlat bakalım.
So, Felix, what exactly do you, do?
Is it not obvious? I'm an explorer. Explorer / treasure hunter. Yes, well, best in the world.
We're talking like curse statues, spike pits.
It's a little more sophisticated than that. But I've certainly seen my share of danger, if that's what you're asking.
And, if I may ask, when did you retire?
You listen here. I may be between ventures right now, but it's simply not in my nature to stay in one place for too long. I go wherever the winds of destiny take me.
Don't
Dayı
you live there
kaşif
with your
çıktı.
wife and daughter?
Yes, well, the fellow family has certain loyalties, and with Flora the way she is,
Nothing wrong with raising a family, Mr. Fellow.
don't misunderstand me. Fiona and Flora are my entire world. They are the greatest treasure of all.
Uh-huh.
Peki dün neredeydin?
Why on earth would you want to know about that?
The
Soruşturuyoruz
murder of
çünkü.
Freya Fellow. The reason we're here?
Ah, right. Nasty business. Very unfortunate. I regret that I can't be of any help, but I wish you all the best in your investigation.
Hear that, Grimoire? We're done here. Let's go.
It's a simple question, Felix. I'm sure you're up to it.
Bence de ya.
Well, there's not much to tell. Mostly, I was in my room by myself, working on Flora's, on a project.
Your
Niye
room
yalan
is quite
söylüyorsun?
close to Flora's tower. You didn't hear anything unusual?
What qualifies as unusual?
What have you got?
İfadeni ver bakalım.
It was dusk. A feeling lingered in the air. Malevolent, perhaps. Uncertain, as life itself.
Abridged version, please.
Right, fine. I heard someone heading down the stairs, just outside my room. The footsteps were calm, orderly, so I thought nothing of it. Shortly afterward, I heard a second set of footsteps, going the same way.
İkinci adımlar.
This time I could tell just from the sound that something was wrong. So I looked out into the hallway. I got a glimpse of Poppy disappearing down the staircase to the floor below. Didn't know what to make of it, to be honest. I thought perhaps she'd had a disagreement with Fitz, as I know those two are close. So I looked into his room, just in case, but it was empty, as was the garden beyond his window. Back in the hallway, I bumped into a very concerned-looking Penelope. She was heading up Fellow Tower to find Professor Pointer, so I escorted her. We went into Flora's room. Poor Freya was laying on the floor. Fiona, Poppy, Fitz, and Pointer were there already. Flora too, of course. Soon enough,
Vay be.
everyone else
İşler
made
karışıyor
their
giderek.
excuses and left.
Including you?
Not I. I stayed. Flora needed me.
Pekala. Kaldı bir kilitli oda. Bir de burası. Gidelim bakalım. Kuşhane.
My little writing desk. It's kind of cute.
There's nothing written in the book, although someone's torn a page out of the middle.
İlginç.
Bird diagrams. Hand
They're beautiful. Someone really knows their stuff.
Evet. Bu ne?
I
Bir ayna.
don't like mirrors. They steal your soul.
Ho, Balta inanca bak. Aynaları
How
sevmem
do you
diyor.
get your hair so symmetrical without using a mirror?
I do it by weight. I can feel if one side is heavier than the other.
Ben de hissediyorum aynısını.
What's with those little windows down there?
I think they're there for draining rainwater.
Oh,
Pekala.
Check out that butterfly.
looks evil.
Wow, judgmental.
Başka neye bakabiliriz? Bu ne?
I feel like I'm standing in a giant bird cage. Bird diagrams.
They're beautiful.
Ona bakmıştık.
They're bird cages, but the birds are coming and going freely.
Is that a metaphor?
Oh, it totally is.
An especially fancy cage.
And it's home to 3 especially fancy birds.
Evet, 3 kuşun yuvası. Ağır ve süslenmeli bir kafeste parlak renkli 3 kuş. Kuş tüyleri vardı şeyde de. Bakalım. Pekala. Burada başka yapabileceğiniz bir şey var mı? Bulmaca.
I feel like I'm standing in a giant bird cage.
Bakıyorum. P harfi
Rather
var burada.
magnificent bush. Somewhat cruelly confined to a stone pot.
There's a letter P carved into the side.
Evet. Burada bir yağmur haznesi var.
I feel like I'm standing in a giant bird cage. What's with those little windows down there?
I think they're there
Oh,
for...
Tamam, onu anladık. Ve bakıyorum şöyle etrafta başka bakılabilecek bir şey yok. Kadını sorguya alabiliriz. Buyurun efendim.
Just beautiful. What is it?
Huh?
Sort of a delicate jade, but with a little seafoam green, is that right?
Sorry?
Your hair, dear! Which shade do you use? It's lovely! And that shape.
Kadın renkleri hasta.
Pushing the envelope.
Oh, thanks. I do what I can to offset Grimoire's beige on brown ensemble.
Detectives don't need to be brightly colored. We prefer to blend into the background.
Oh, you're the detective? Delightful. Penny Pointer, pleasure.
Is that short for Penelope?
Officially, yes, but I never can be bothered with the 4 syllables of it. Penelope sounds a little ostentatious coming out of the mouth. don't you
Penelope.
think?
Penelope Cruz.
Sure.
Severiz biz de kendisini.
Yeah.
20-something
Bahset bakalım
Aquarius
kendinden.
love to travel, and nearly all of my friends are birds.
Kuş.
Travel? Where to?
Anywhere at all, as long as it has species worth studying. Ornithology, they call it. I call it the only thing I've ever been good at.
And have you studied the birds here at Tangle Tower?
But of course! Where else do you think I developed my love of the field? No matter where I go, I always find myself coming home to Tangle Tower.
Because of the birds.
Oh, no, because of him! Silly to admit, but I suppose I can't bear for us to be apart.
Who are you talking about?
Oh, don't you know? My fiancé, dear Fitz.
Ulan bu Fitz de herkese yazıyorum. Penelope ile
Traveling type, you see.
nişanlı,
Fitz fellow.
Poppy ile
Very
çıkıyor.
You're engaged to a member of the Fellow family? That's interesting.
I'm not especially interested in whatever tedious feuding goes on between our two families. Fitz and I find it much easier to stay out of it altogether.
Peki dünü anlat bakalım.
I awoke early and headed down into the greenhouse to see Fitz. He's always there, crack of dawn, every morning like clockwork.
How come?
It's where he's happiest. That and he has a great deal of work to do every day, watering, pruning, mulching, whatever that is.
Do you help him with the work in the greenhouse?
Oh, no. I wouldn't dream of it. I'd probably break something.
So, you stayed with Fitz the whole day?
No. In the early afternoon, he went back inside. Rather suddenly, as it happens.
Did he say why?
He didn't. Probably just a touch of heat stroke, the poor dear. He's more delicate than you'd think.
What did you do after that?
Let's see. I returned to the aviary to feed my birds.
And how many birds are you responsible for?
Officially 4, but in truth it's more like
400 mü?
400.
Can they not feed themselves?
Of course. And they often do. But I
İstesek
simply
durdurabiliyor
just
muyuz?
like the company. As do
Durdurabiliyor
I.
muyuz? Evet, ifadeni ver bakalım.
Sometime in the evening, I left the aviary and headed back towards my room. But in the hall, I spotted Uncle Pointer heading down the stairs. He was muttering something. Seemed a bit upset, the poor dear. I followed him down, but the grand hall was empty by the time I got there. Empty aside from Detective Hawkshaw, who was loitering over by the library. I don't know what it was, but she looked a little lost. I inquired about the professor, and she told me he'd gone up the fellow tower. I ran up the stairs, hoping to catch up with him, but Felix appeared and blocked my path. For some reason, he was coming out of Fitz's bedroom. He looked rather lost, too. I told him I was looking for Uncle. He suggested we look up in Flora's tower room. We could see from the hallway. The door was off its hinges. I knew then something was terribly wrong. A moment later, we were gazing down on the body of poor Freya. Uncle Pointer was there. Fitz, too, standing over in the corner with Fifi and Poppy.
What about Flora?
Of course, silent as ever. Uncle suggested we should leave. Give the others some space, you know. So he and I both returned to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
Allah Allah. Amcan öyle demedi, ben kaldım dedi.
We can get into Penny's room now.
Now, like, right now?
Evet. oldu?
That's all the statements.
Let's go over them all.
Evet.
It's walking.
Şüpheli
That's
ifadeleri.
all the statements collected. Let's run through them all to see if anything doesn't add up.
To see if anyone's been lying.
That too.
Fitz and I were up in the moonlight garden most of the afternoon. Then we heard this sound. Lasted about 3 seconds.
We thought it was coming from Flora's tower, so we went up there.
Her door was locked. Nobody was answering. So I made Fitz kick down the door.
Poppy and I went in. Freya was right there, laying on her back.
I left my tower and headed down towards the Grand Hall.
But in the hall, I spotted Uncle Pointer heading down the stairs.
I vacated the library, but before I could begin my ascent, Professor Pointer appeared.
I didn't know what to do. So I ran downstairs to get Fifi.
I heard someone heading down the stairs, just outside my room.
Someone began banging on the door. I ignored it until the someone began shouting at me.
Eventually, she let me in.
I spotted Detective Hawkshaw coming out of the library.
He emerged from the Pointer staircase, crossed the hall, and begun up the fellow staircase. As I was passing through the front door, Penelope called out from behind me.
I inquired about the professor, and she told me he'd gone up the fellow
Buraya
tower.
kadar doğru gidiyor.
I told her what had happened. She didn't believe me. She got angry.
I thought she was playing a trick on me, so I punched her in the face.
I recognized Fiona's voice as well as the voice of my own daughter.
We left the room, and Poppy's father was waiting outside. He followed us upstairs.
I ran up the stairs, hoping to catch up with him, but Felix appeared and blocked my path.
Back in the hallway, I bumped into a very concerned-looking Penelope. She was heading up Fellow Tower to find Professor Pointer, so I escorted her.
Poppy left the room for a while. When she came back, she had her father with her, and Fifi too.
Bir dakika. Geri
Felix
gelemiyor
and Penny
muyuz?
arrived shortly after we did.
A moment later, we were gazing down on the body of poor Freya.
Then I took a sample of the red paint on the unfinished painting.
She took me down to the library. We were in there about 15 minutes.
I quickly decided that I should leave also. I took Penelope with me, and we both went back to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
I wanted to go back to my room, but I realized nobody had told Detective Hawkshaw anything.
An unremarkable hour passed before the gardener finally made his appearance.
I think she was annoyed about being made to wait outside so long. But when I told her about Freya, she fell silent.
That's disappointing.
What is?
All the statements line up with each other.
They don't just line up. Some of them even seem to specifically confirm each other.
Peki ne yapacağız? Şimdi çözmeye çalışacağız. Kütüphaneden bahçeye gidiyordum diyor. Tamam. Bir dakika dostum. Buradan başlayalım. Babası Richard Remington erkek kardeş. Bu kız kardeş. Kocası kızı. Bağlantılar bunlar. Bu hep kuledeydi. O zaman Lord Remington. Babası yok. Kardeş de yok. Felix'e bakalım. Fifi ne diyor? Tamam. Ona bakmıştık. Oradaydı. Ferya Flof sırt üstü yatarken bulundu. Göğsü tek bir bıçak yarası vardı. Olay yerine hiçbir silah bulunmadı ancak Ferya'nın tamamlayamadığı tablonun öznesi elinde bir bıçaktı. Bıçağın ucunda kırmızı bu aslında değildi. Fitz Penny'di. Fitz. Fitz mi yalan söylüyor acaba?
That's all the statements collected.
Şimdi ne yapacağız peki dostum?
It's a bird bath. Is that just rainwater?
The birds seem to like it.
They're even singing a little tune. Doot, doot, doot, doot, doot.
Please don't do that.
Bir dakika şeye gidelim. Şu bahçeye buraya gidelim bakalım.
I'm still not sure about this thing.
Should we take another look?
Evet, bunu çözememiştik. Şimdi zil, dudak var, piyano var, kuş var.
Let's come back later.
Bunu çözmek için şeylere bakalım. Bu değil. Bu değil. Açılmış mektubu göremedik. Kuş. Boyamamış model. Burayı niye çözemedik
I'm
ya?
still not sure about
Should we take another look?
Burada bulmaca var ama nasıl çözebiliriz?
Let's come back later.
Başka gelmediğimiz yer var mı? Şuraya tam baktık. Kesin bahçıvanın şu kapıya gidelim. Tangle Tower. Burada bir ipucu olması lazım ya. 4 kuş, ute heykeli. Şimdi burada ne yapacağımızı anlamadım.
That's all the statements collected. Let's run through them all to see if anything doesn't add up.
To see if anyone's been lying.
That too.
Fitz and I were up in the moonlight garden most of the afternoon. Then I heard this sound. Blessed.
Tamam, herkes onaylıyordu birbirini değil mi? O zaman Felix. Şeyi sorgulayamadık. Ona gitmemiz lazım. Şu yukarı bir daha gidelim. Bu kadın konuşmadı ya. Sen niye konuşmuyorsun?
We met Felix, your husband. He's one of our suspects, and he seems pretty suspicious if you ask me. So, if you want to stick up for him, now's your chance.
Kadın
Nice
konuşmuyor. Kadın konuşmuyor. Felix'e gidiyoruz o zaman. Gel bakalım.
Dearest Flora, a remarkable woman. Oh, yes. Been married over 20 years now.
You two still get on?
Yeah, of course. What a question.
She hasn't gone quiet on you.
It's true she has an independent streak. She's had it her whole life. She's the
Araştırıyoruz.
youngest of three. Always something of a lone wolf, you know? Just the way she is.
Lone wolf is putting it lightly. She doesn't seem to want to talk to anyone.
She just likes time to herself, away from the company of other humans.
Other humans?
Well, yes, other people, you know.
Peki Fifi?
My daughter Fiona, our little burgeoning genius. You've met her?
We did. She's going by Fifi these days.
So I've heard. I asked her some weeks ago, what's wrong with your real name? She told me, get this, she wanted a name.
Bu yalnız
with
çok
an
geveliyor
even
lafları.
number of
Bunda bir sıkıntı olabilir.
She makes up the strangest things when she's under pressure.
What makes you think she made that up?
I happen to know the real reason she prefers Fifi over
Neymiş?
Fiona.
Oh, yeah?
It's what Freya called her. Quite the character, eh? A fellow member of the Order of the Crimson Cloak.
Is that a real thing?
No, I just meant to, because we both wear, you know.
Demek ki herkesi tek tek diğerleri hakkında da soru soracağız ki bulalım.
Has she questioned you yet?
If you call that questioning, she seemed bored by everything I had to say. I heard on the grapevine, supposedly Hawkshaw is searching for some rare item.
Güncel bir eşya mı?
Something called the Golden Beetle. Honestly, it's probably a bunch of sensationalist rubbish.
You reckon?
Quite sure. There is no treasure called the Golden Beetle.
How do you know?
Because I would have heard of it. Uncommonly skilled as an artist, but Freya was so much more than her talent. She helped me get started with my own painting, you know. It taught me what she knew about wood carving, too. Tremendous patience. She was ever so good with dear Flora.
Freya and Flora were close?
Oh, yes, especially recently.
How are you related to Freya?
Somewhat distantly, as it happens. My father, Lord Fellow, was her grandfather.
O zaman bunların ailede bir şey. Ya Fitz'te var. Direktifte de bir şey olabilir ha.
There was some discussion over whether she ought to carry the name at all. There's a family tree in the Grand Hall. You should take a look at it.
What about her inheritance?
Freya's parents died when she was around 3 years old. She came to live here shortly afterwards.
Nobody left her a thing?
I'm afraid not. She had no formal claim over anything at Tangle Tower.
Fitz? Peki Fitz için ne diyorsun?
Fitz? I don't trust him. He's slippery. Never commits to anything. Brain like an onion.
An onion?
Did you two have an argument?
No, but my daughter doesn't like him at all. And I trust Fiona's judgment entirely. She's a very vigilant young woman. Percival
Pointer.
Yes. Good old... So, what do you reckon? Is he the
Bilmiyorum, sen söyle.
murderer?
I don't know, maybe. We still need...
That is not information we're willing to share at this time.
Evet,
I'm just
paylaşma
saying,
bilgiyi.
keep an eye on him. Holds on to a lot of bitterness, does old Pointer. Just because he's always struggled to support his family. Slightly pathetic, really.
And how long have you known him?
Over 35 years.
Childhood friends?
Bayağı
Rivals?
da uzun
I don't
tanıyormuş
know
ya.
if I'd do him the honor of considering him my rival. Penelope seems to have really settled into a groove. She struggled a bit when she was younger, always a little estranged.
How come?
Well, she was mostly raised by her uncle, and he really only makes time for his own daughter. Now, of course, she's bringing the two families together through her marriage. It's a nice gesture, heartfelt, but futile.
Bir de Pony'yi anlat bakalım.
Poppy's a good friend to my daughter. Always has been. I think they get on well because they're so different.
Different, like how?
Poppy is, she's quite introspective, good with feelings. Fiona, not so much. Still, Poppy always seems to be sulking about something.
The heavy, heavy price of emotional intelligence.
Evet, her şeyi temizledik. Pekala.
You're the one currently basking in his presence. You tell me.
Let's move on.
Pekala. Bir saniye yalnız şu Steam'in bildirim ayarlarını kapatmam lazım ya. Nereden kapanıyor acaba bilmiyorum.